Welcome. This video will go over basic search strategies using the database Scopus. So what is Scopus? Scopus is a database. Scientific journals, books, and conference proceedings comprise Scopus, which covers science and technology, social sciences, life sciences, biomedical science, and health science. The question we will be working with today is, how do text messaging programs affect medication adherence for people living with HIV? To conduct our search, we will break this question down into key components or keywords: text messaging, medication adherence, and people living with HIV. We'll start out on Schiffman Library's homepage at library.wayne.edu/Schiffman. You'll find a link to Scopus under the Resources tab. Depending on your location, you may need to enter your Access ID and password. I'm going to start with just a basic keyword search for this video using the keywords HIV and text message. By selecting Add Field, I can add another term. You can see that I added an asterisk in place of the E in message, which indicates to the database that I intend to search for any word that begins with the letters MESSHE, so in this case, message or messaging. Using an asterisk in this way is called a truncated search. At this point in your search, you can add a date range or search parameters if you'd like. Once I hit search, my results will populate. You will see that the filters along the side of the page, as well as some brief citation data from each article. Look at the small arrows next to the possible filters. When you click on that arrow, a pop-up will appear as a preview of the articles included under that filter. Additionally, you can limit by subject area, publication stage, document type, funder, country of origin, and date, whatever filters make sense for your research question. You can also use both limit to and exclude as filter requirements. For example, if I know that a certain document type like conference papers and letters will not work for me, I can exclude those formats from my search by selecting the boxes and hitting exclude. Likewise, if I would like the last 5 years of research, I can select those years and choose limit to. Another good way to find articles for your search is a tool called citation snowballing. This essentially just means checking out which articles have since cited the article you're looking at, as well as reviewing the articles in which the original article cited as foundational to their work. If you look at the right side of your screen, you can see the cited by statistics without opening the individual articles to know that if an article is a good candidate for browsing cited by articles. Both the cited by section and the references section are likely going to provide numerous more articles applicable to your research. Let's hop into an article and review how to retrieve full text from Scopus, as it is a citation database. Choose an article that you'd like to read. Once you're in that article, you will see full text options. If you do not see an option to view PDF, you can choose the 360 link to full text option. If Wayne State has access to that article, you will be redirected to the full text. If not, you will be directed to the request text from our interlibrary loan department. They are generally able to retrieve articles pretty quickly, and within a few days you will be notified that the article has been uploaded to your library account. Here are a few tips I'd like to leave you with. If you choose to create a free Scopus account, you can save your searches so you can easily run the same search again with the filter parameters that you've already set. Additionally, you can create alerts to be notified if a specific article is cited, which is particularly handy if you're following the progression of a project or tracking the interactions with work that you yourself have published. Another tip while you're using Scopus is you can check out the search analysis tool to see categories like most frequent geographical location to publish on this topic, most common journals, most common funders, and most common authors. The most common journals feature is especially helpful if you're looking for possible journals that would be interested in publishing your research. Finally, as many features as databases have, it's helpful to think of them as very simple, in that they don't intuitively know what we are seeking. Using tools like Boolean operators, truncated searches, and curly quotes versus quotation marks allows us to more clearly indicate to the database what we are seeking. Remember, Boolean operators are and, not, and or, and indicate that we want all of these terms, this term, not that term, or we're seeking synonymous terms for our search. Truncated searching, as demonstrated in the earlier video, means we are adding an asterisk at the end or in the middle of our search term to expand our search to variations of the same word. Incorporating curly brackets versus quotation marks into your search tells the databases how you want that term searched. For example, curly brackets around your term indicate that you want that exact phrase to be searched, whereas quotation marks indicate that you are open to variations of that phrase. If you have questions about formulating searches in our databases, or which database makes sense for your research, please reach out to a Schiffman librarian at askmed@wayne.edu.